Greetings everyone, Angrade here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the bottom left side is the green English, we have a foreign name. Spawn on the top right side is a purple Knights Templar, we have Puppypaw. When it comes to the Korean name, pretty sure that's Korean. It's easy for me to tell Korean apart from Japanese and Chinese because Korean has a lot of these circles. Not sure if anybody else knows that, but there's a lot of circles in Korean. And when it comes to map generation, of course English is more focused on farms, but can still use the resources in the map. There are few deposits up in Forge, so not very safe there. This one over here for the Knights Templar is a little off the side, it's a bit more securable. Large gold deposit up north, small one down here, small one up front, not great for him. Other ones over here, so purple's map generation is not too particularly great, honestly. Greens, small gold spread out, though it does a nice density of resource with those gold and stone. But stone, as useful it is actually not that useful. I don't know how else to put that. Doesn't really matter what you get a stone, just because you usually don't really go through all of it. I can't explain how I'm trying to say, so I'm just going to continue on. Your deposit next to large gold deposit. It's not as desirable, let's put it that way. We do have Knights Hospitallers being employed in the field. Knights Hospitaller provides civilians get increased health and speed, improves their wood collection. Wait, no, they have instant wood. Never mind. And increases the healing from all sources by 30%. And if America, the Knights Hospitallers unit has the monk heal ability. Knights Templar is also going for some stone here, so maybe secondary town sir, maybe an early castle or fortress. Not sure, guess we'll find out soon enough. Got pilgrims here. Have the kings. We have the one king being offensive, defensive. Going for a bit of wood and food. And also going for stone as well, so maybe both players going for a secondary town center. Huh, that seems like a nice spot for a outpost. It has a cliff face on each side. Nice spot here for one. The scout here is being annoying, probably yelling need a dispenser here this entire time. Keep on seeing this, thinking it's something important. It's just pilgrims. It looks like going down here. Don't know how much this one was, but this one says 112. So this one may be a bit more valuable. Maybe send one to each to see how valuable it is. The king has been employed on the field. Let's see, no barracks, no nothing. Secondary town center up here, so that's what where he's building it. I'll get Pumbaa. His Kuna Matata will be quite disturbed. Oh, there's a deer deposit. Some other reason I missed this up here. Rivera is actually pretty well hidden. It's even behind the berry deposit. You can't put a town center here. The king is right here. The king knows a stone there. Both stone deposits close by. Oh, we got a road here. And now 108. The king will spot the pilgrim. Very good. Great pick there. That's probably the most useful the king could be. Intercepting these pilgrims, denying the income. But it's going to be approximately 100 gold per minute, which is pretty good. Hurry. Oh. Wait, did pilgrims always had a sprint ability? I think I forgot the fact that pilgrims had a sprint ability. Actually, it doesn't really pop up too much. If I were to select over to him, will I see the sprint as ability, or was it just something that's auto-cast when they're low in health? I got some spearmans and a hardened spearman upgrade. Nope, not ability, so some sort of pass effect. And it looks like this one's going straight down the middle of the road. Knight does not spot it. Knight probably does not, or not. The king probably does not see very well. Probably pretty inbred. He will potentially see the pilgrim now, but should be close enough to get the gold drop off. I actually may have not seen it there. Gain some damage on the king. The king has a bit of health, low armor, low damage, particularly low DPS. The attack speed's deceptively slow. More villagers, of course. We do now have the double broad axe. Another pilgrim here, going for level 2 pilgrims. I sort of wish the pilgrim number here would also be up here. 1 for fortresses, because that also does count as a knowledge victory, but a pilgrim number here would be very nice. Just quick summary. Of course, just take this number and add this number. The king's course has a bit of healing there. We do have the horticulture research. Of course, pretty close to aging up. 50-50 chance to... Oh, also got, there's a second time for the English. I've got to mention that since we saw the stone being collected on up. Could be for the King's Palace, could be for the White Tower. Both are quite useful. White Tower in the center of the map would be not half bad, be a bit dangerous, except with all the spearmans. The field has no longbowmen to engage all the spearmans. Does hit a bit of damage on the pilgrim, and thanks to the extra health from thanks to hospital, it makes it easier to protect. 22 health is effectively allows it to take additional attack from the king. Do now have the survival techniques being researched by purple, the white tower being researched. White tower is being pulled out right there. So we're going to have quite a bit of village storage here with the 2 town centers and the white tower. Villager numbers is 44 versus 40. I think this town center had a bit of downtime not building villagers, a little bit of oversight there, but nothing too crazy. Are these units backing on off? These lumberjacks are going to be very nice. I was going to say that the increased speed from the lumberjacks would be nice. Kingdom Castile, let me first take a look at that. Units near secret sites get plus 20% damage and health regen, which actually probably pretty good since most fights devolve around the center. Can't remember what unit the Kingdom Castile provides. Not Genoese crossbowmen. Is it heavy spearmen? I think it's heavy spearmen. Because you got the Genoese crossbowmen, the... Yeah, sorry, I'm drawing blanks. I can't remember all the Knights Templar unit. I really wish they would too. If you click on this, it also tells you what units. And we've got that's nice hospitaler. So it wasn't the... It was Gentours. Gentours cost food and wood like Age of Empires 2's. And in, let's see, highly mobile, accessible versus ranged units. Probably just mounted javelin thrower. High range armor, weak versus melee. Let's see. Has heavy cavalry movement speed. Has 6 damage plus 10 versus range. So not. I think the volume javelin throwers have what? 10 plus 6, so it's like inverted there. But still, mounted cavalry unit there. I want to count as a mounted archer. We'll get plus extra range from silk bowstring. You know, I have no idea. I see it's a 50-50 chance it would. We got some brother Templars here. Man-at-arms being researched, very nice. Of course, going to be very useful. Have the armor-clad man-at-arms for the English. This one has not really gotten any anti-heavy units, or especially anti-heavy units. Of course, it can still go for crossbowmans. Knight engaging these spearmen as they're trying to make the monk extra holy. There's man-at-arms there. Oh yeah, I forgot the fact that While the scout got the set up camp, the men-at-arms still retain it. Quite a bit of wounded units here. It may be a good idea to fall back to the Abbey and get that massive health regen, which is like 6 health per second. Yeah, it's definitely a good idea to fall back to the Abbey here. Just get the health regen going. Just a quick stop there and the health would be good. You know, I'm so surprised the Abbey Kings can't be used store relics. That could be a small little buff for it. Yeah, let's see. He's out of the radius. If he gets a little bit closer, he gets the massive health regen. Actually, it seems like he is getting affected by it. So we got a good number of man-at-arms, armor-clad being researched. And now his opponent has a bunch of spearmen, which their bonus damage to help him pierce the armor a little better. Got a crossbow man. Tokens dropping out some gold. Monk becomes even more holy. Man-at-arms advancing. Does get some hits on the crossbow man. And of course gets health regen. I wonder if the improved healing also gets affected by that. On the age 2, would that also get affected by the AoE healing from the sacred side? Wouldn't be too significant though. There is fractional health and damage in this game. It's just they don't see it. One reason I wish there was a toggle setting to see decimals, the first decimal. Oh, over here, we do have the gold deposit almost cleaned on up. Got Brother Templars trying to engage, Knights intercepting. Oh, the unit's starting to fall back now. Genitors trying to find this monk. This is traversable land. He could also eye for Willow. Go to the corner, go for Willow now. Could have used this line side blocker there. Could have got the Willow going. Not sure how much this opponent will see at the circle. The monk has gone down, became too holy. But the Templars backing on off, getting some good health regen here. There are a number of crossbowmen, man-armed, and a longbow man. Bit of damage on a couple of these knights. Of course, falling back to Abbey, very nice. He's actually going to get into range of it. Got a bit of healing regen there. That knight may go down. Just needs to get a little bit closer. Yep, really not making good use of the Abbey. Here's some more farms going on up. Yep. Monk here grabs another relic. We do have a barracks going on up here. Force down some of these other buildings. So these units will be walked by the Abbey King. There are massive health regen there. You can see those health bars rapidly going on up. Purple's on a fall back now. Got good horsemen and crossbowmen by purple with a mix of other units. Secret site being captured. How much health does a Genitor have? Looks like similar to a little bit higher than a crossbowman. Which is what, 90 at this age? 80, so quite a bit more. So it's basically Boyar's fortitudes applied to them, compared to like say the Rus horse archers, who has generally the same health as crossbowmen, plus 1 range or plus 2 range armor. Got plus 1 range damage. It's probably a good idea for the man-at-arms to get more armor to really stack the armor. Purple has an army of 71 versus 56. Army value is 6,700 versus 9,100. So purple has a decent advantage. Horseman's pushing forward. We got a good number of longbowmen and men-at-arms, a handful of crossbowmen and spearmans. Got a couple brother Templars there. The few crossbowmen need to focus those guys down. No palings. Knights do find some of these villagers. Does find a bit of the white tower here. Right now, green's so far killed off 4 workers. Purple's killed off 3. Knights being pursued by some horsemen. They turn around to kill off those said horsemen. Get a damage on that horseman. And crossman does smite that man-at-arms. Those 6 monks are having a debate about the sacred site there. Wait, I love how purple can still send pilgrims to a sacred site he doesn't actually own. And purple's now established a fortress, increasing the pilgrim count to 3, among other things. It's being established here in the center, which can be buffed, upgraded to improve income from nearby sources, from nearby pilgrims, as well as relics. Outpost going up, fortress now being established, which can be upgraded to a Puppypaw in order to engage this outpost from nice good range. Genter impaling that monk. Horseman engages some of these villagers back here. Spearman's trying to intercept. Fortress now fully built. We do have, of course, desert citadels could be researched. Treasure towers does cost a bit of resources. Soon purple will have every single sacred site. And we do actually have desert citadels being researched, which also will combo with the Faith of Castile. Fortified outpost complete. Got some housing here. Trebuchet there. Over here we do have Trebuchet engaging the fortress now. Fortified outposts here for spotting. Green has an army of 104 versus 103. That was 13,000 versus 12,000, so purple has a slight advantage. Shouldn't make too big of a difference at the moment. Longbone advancing, needs to focus on all the spearmen. Doesn't appear to be too many spearmen at the moment. Great health regeneration here, not to mention Desert Citadel. The king is dead. More trebuchets are going to be needed. So this one is not being repaired up at the moment. Of course, got some of the hospitalers providing some forward first aid care. Not a hospital, but they will do. They do have one less inherent armor than man-at-arms, but they do offer 14 damage as opposed to man-at-arms 12 damage, so they do offer a bit higher DPS. Actually, no, they both offer 12. I just looked at the accumulated amount. XP is 1.38. Man-at-arms have 1.38 as well, so they have effectively the same melee attack. There's one less armor and heal ability, and also more health to their name. Down south, villagers trying to get picked on off there. The fortress is now on fire. Landmark victory, 1 out of 2, because the fortress is going down. You have a Berkshire Palace now being established there, not the more fun Warren Guard Palace. On this map, seeing how laney it can be, it's a good emplacement. Does cancel the Berkshire Palace, or rebuilds the Berkshire Palace. Nice Templar. Oh, I didn't realize purple actually aged up. Sorry to miss that part. It didn't pop up here, did it? Or was it not paying attention to it? I am not sure what he went for. Nothing here. Do I see a stable? We got this is Polish, right? Slochka, butcher that name well enough. Cavalry, which I think offers more charge damage overall. There's a cavalry. Polish Fortitude deals 50% more charge and has 10% more health. So cavalry focused aspect. Elite hospitals. Does get a bit of impalement there. Berkshire Palace finds some decent fire support. Almost fully covers the sacred site. Probably just good enough for now. Monk getting some frontline healing while also catching the sacred site. Incendiaries being researched by Purple, getting +3 range armor and going for veteran archers. I want them to counter off the spearmans. Do now the elite longbow and elite spearmans. Hospitals just can simply do a great job keeping this entire army healed up in no time flat. Fortress now being established there. If the pilgrims can send there, of course, can get additional income if that one research has been researched. I don't think it was. No elite army tactics. No incendiaries for green. I didn't realize, I forgot about this part. Knights Templar headquarters and fortress grant stone walls and influence more health and arrow slit emplacement. Forgot about that part. I wonder how what the animation looks like for that. Monk gets impaled, does not fully capture that sacred site there. Elite archers on the way for the Knights Templar. He has a good number of this unique cavalry unit. Probably should cover it. It has 30 base damage, which is higher than Knights, which is usually 29 this age. Plus 8 versus light cavalry, so particularly good versus spearmen and archers. Of course, spearmen also good against them. And they have a very high charge attack of 38 damage. They are more expensive than normal knights by a lot. They cost 30 resources. They have very little melee armor, so they're particularly vulnerable to spearmen. But they should be good also, not, it says light infantry, so they won't be good versus man-at-arms. So in short, they counter Spearman, but effectively the Spearman will counter them. They do have good range armor of 8, which is higher than a horseman's. But they're still classified as heavy, so crossbow will still get bonus damage with them. Just longbow in this situation will be... they'll basically struggle for almost all the damage. Yeah, right now they have, what, 8 or 11 range armor. Longbow, last time I checked, had 10 damage at the moment, based on the current game. Up to 14, they have incendiaries, they have all the range damage. But still, withstanding a good chunk of that damage is quite important. Got these forces heading down south. And to have a keep here. Some of the villagers getting impaled a little bit. This one pulls out her bow and arrow. Builds some basic walls there just to help hold the line. Does not get these walls built. So they will manage to break on through. Got these forces heading down south as well. Villagers think inside the keep. But still not enough room for all of them. Spearmen push way forward, but getting hit by some crossbowmen and archers. Another fortress going on up for purple. We'll soon have 4 pilgrims. So it looks like that keep did get knocked down or cancelled. Spearmen push way forward, gives good damage. And purple's making his way down south. Scares around some of the deer. Nice Templar or Hospitallers advancing way forward, sending multiple villagers to the hospital. There's a good amount of damage there. Green's taking quite a bit of civilian losses at 88 villagers remaining. Purple is at 120. Fortress, another fortress going on up. All those forces get cleaned on up. Hospitallers, so here, this one right there. Purple's knocked off 44 villagers versus 14. Purple's heading down south. There is, of course, a keep here. Oh, Cannoneers are on the field, at least a handful of them. 1 for green. Is that considered a handful or a? Yeah, 1's definitely not a handful. More forces going on up for purple. And going for biology as well. Fighting near the 6-side course, giving additional damage and armor and more range. Because the Desert Fortress upgrade improves. Oh, no, that's Cross Fortress, not the Secret Side. Mangonel's firing away. Longbow getting some damage, but I don't think that arrow volley at the moment. Okay, that's being researched now. Spearman push forward, got some trebuchets advanced to make that keep. Green's armor is at 84 versus 52. Value-wise, is still pretty even at the moment, though. Purple's armor is just higher quality. And does have some good defensive capabilities here. The Mangonels are not getting buffed by the Sacred Side effect. While the Curl Tie buffs siege weapons, the Sacred Side does not. And the fortress, I didn't get paid close enough attention. I don't know if they're cancelled or killed. See, Knight Templar is not full stone. Definitely was not a full refund for it, at least. Right now, there's 4 fortresses on the field for Knights Templar, getting a good amount of gold income. Right now, 115. Does not have treasure towers research. Probably should go for that. It would pay for itself pretty quickly, in my opinion. Then you can get a fortress back at home in order to provide more relic gold income. In which, let's see, not the sheep button. Purple does have 2. Horsemen taking out some of those trebuchets. Villagers getting picked on off. Magnell's got a decent hit there on those man-at-arms. Villagers pushing forward, trying to go for another fortress, looks like. Horsemen would be going down there. Fortress being established. Purple's army of 55 plus 15 siege weapons at an army value of 12,000 versus 10,000. Nope, those main arms are not being cleaned up at the moment. Force enclosures has been researched. We got a very healthy number of mangonels in the field. Currently 8 of them. I see 7 right here. Nope, all 8. There's 5 there. That can probably give you campaign level of mangonel damage. Because to be frank, in the campaign, at least the original campaign, mangonels were overpowered. If you have any trouble with the campaign, just build 3 mangonels that can handle most formations. Just need a bit of escorts to the spearmans. Fortress has been established now. Can go for a Puppypaw. Trebuchet setting on up will be impaled shortly. Being distracted by the outpost. So I'm surprised I don't see the weapon upgrades here. Trebuchet emplacement here. And still no treasure towers upgrade. Do now have the silk bowstrings being researched. Mangonels get a good cleave there. Hopefully he has the adjustable crossbar upgrade. Yes, he does. Fortress now being established once again. You have now the crossbows able to load strong bolts, getting the plus 0.5 range and plus 2 damage. I wonder if that affects generally's crossbowmen. Mangonels stones a bunch of villagers to death. We'll spot this fortress here. Some pilgrims may be going down. And now he has 3 fortresses. This would make him get 5 pilgrims per trip. 1 pilgrim may provide gold. Nope, all pilgrims have been murdered. Horsemen getting impaled. Something about pale, which you could see some palings. Would have been a good idea to get that while the units are torching down the fortress. Mangonels falling back, all 8 of them. Some are getting hit at the moment. Mangonels fired. Some hits and cleave through the longbowmen. Good number of longbowmen gets cleaved through there. Let's see, right now the English player does have a nice a good reserve float, but nothing too crazy. The Knights Templar has plenty of wood and gold food to work with, but nowhere near enough gold. I rely on the pilgrims, but he has plenty of food and wood to go for his archers, spearmen, and genitors. And horsemans, who do also have bonus damage for charging. Yes, falling back, still got a good number of mangonels. He does save the sacred site there. 3 forces in the field, which means 5 pilgrims. Another one on the way, of course. Even the mangonels cleave through a line of horsemen due to the high density of them. But did lose one of the mangonels. Mangonels engaging Green's force, they're shelling them quite severely. Like I said, when you get enough mangonels, they start cleaving through infantry units. You know they're not hard to counter them. Infantry are vulnerable to splash damage, so mangonels are a form of counter to infantry due to splash damage. Outpost goes on down, got a pair of bombardier, more fortress on the build queue. Horseman gets shelled there. Going for more fortresses there, cancels that one. This fortress is not been started either. Horseman gets picked on off there. English player right now has C2 units. Provides higher army battle in the field, probably thanks to all those mangonels. Horseman push straight forward to engage those mangonels. Crossman also vulnerable to horsemen, so overall horseman is still a good call, whether against the crossman or the mangonels. Green does get a nice surround there, cleaving through purple through multiple sides, taking out a good number of mangonels. 9 mangonels on the field from Knights Templar. They got 8 now. Another round of mangonels hitting up the hill. English player is actually low on food, has some wood and gold to work with. We still find against a good number of these brother Templars, so crossmen still be a good call. Even if they're just veteran or castle age crossbowmen. Because at least with incendiaries and all the upgrades, they're still pretty usable. Don't know what type of crossbowman he has more. She'll still be adequate enough, even with just castle age crossbowmen. 8 pilgrims at the moment. Which means about 800 gold per minute, if not more. And we still actually don't see the treasure troves research. Men arms are nice hospitalists to engage those spearmen now. Crossmen firing away, mangonels and good numbers back here. Green starting straight forward, we'll find a whole lot of something. Green's horsemen and a couple of knights pushing up north. There's an opening there. There's like a number of villagers be going down there. Burp actually has less civilians than his opponent, has plenty of resource reserve, just needs to probably focus on those fortresses to get more gold income, which he more or less is. There's also that for the gold deposit here. Definitely be worth it to task some villagers, click up that gold. At least deny from your opponent. Mangonels get some good shots there. Good hits there on those forces. Takes us on the bombards. Green bombards does take out a Mangonel. Bombards going down. And I think green's going to be knocked out of the game shortly, using all those siege weapons like that. Purple has just great field control, has 9 pilgrims, which will provide him a lot of gold income. King Spirit does have a good amount of gold income thanks to enclosures, but actually learning low on food. Has some gold and food to work with. More of these forces push way forward. Berkshire Palace starting to receive fire from multiple sources. Mangonel's more of a soft counter than a hard counter to buildings, but still pretty good versus buildings. The 4 projectiles, each doing plus 30 with 10 base damage, so that is 40 damage times 4, so 160 damage per volley. Force them to push forward, trying to deal with those Mangonels. Berkshire Palace being repaired up by a bunch of villagers. And now those villagers being shelled quite a bit there. Good number gets stoned. Does take out those villagers while also doing the splash damage to the Berkshire Palace. And green does resign there. This Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.